Hey everyone, welcome back to Sacred Site Multidimensional Me. Just gonna see if I am on Facebook yet. Okay, looks like I'm on there. Let me get that going. Okay, thank you everyone for being with me. It's good to see everyone again. So this is going to be my fourth show on Multidimensional Me, and hopefully you can see that we're building a little bit and seeing, how everything kind of works. That's kind of what I'm thinking with this show. So I wanted to first say, hello, all of our beautiful friends, and thank you to everyone who you sent me messages about my mom. It's meant a lot to my family and me, so I wanted to thank you for that. Also, tomorrow, very exciting, Tony Rodriguez will be with us at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I am so excited to have that conversation with him. I hope you'll join us for that and put your questions, if you have any for him, in the chat. Also, on May 7th, we're talking to Sherry Divban. That's great. I love her. She's such a beautiful person. I'm excited to have that conversation with her. I'll be in Illinois for the Journey to Truth conference. And while I'm there, I'll be sitting down with our beautiful friend, Craig Walker. So I'm doing this show earlier than I expected. Emma is learning a new service to provide to people. She's an advanced esthetician, and I'm the model. So I was supposed to do this show on Thursday I was talking about, but I've heard that my face will be very red and puffy. So I thought I'd better do this now. So sorry for the last minute show. If you didn't catch our show with Marina Jacoby, I hope you will. It was so informative, and Marina was very sweet off camera and offered a lot of positive encouragement to John and me. So I hope you'll catch that one if you want to. It was really, really good, I think. Okay, light language. Have you ever experienced light language before? Have you heard it? Have you spoken it? Let me know in the chat, because I'd love to know where we're kind of starting from. So today we're stepping into something I think really special, a space where science meets soul, where ancient memory stirs the heart, and where the voice you were born with may surprise you with new songs. We're talking about light language, not just a mystery or mystical phenomenon, but a very real, vibrational, scientifically grounded awakening to your natural multidimensional communication. We'll look at how it works, why it's showing up now more than ever, and what science is telling us about vibration, the brain, the heart, and even the morphogenetic fields that are connected to all life. We'll also guide through some practices that you can use to awaken your own connection, because light language isn't just for a few special souls. It's a birthright coded to all of us. So, let's settle in, soften your mind, open your heart, and let's discover the voice of your soul together. So let's see what we come up with, right? The first thing that I wanted to cover too is also what we're going to kind of cover here, what light language is not. I want to debunk a couple of myths. No, you don't have to be abducted by Pleiadians to activate it. Although if you have, welcome, friend. And what light language is, it's a vibrational, multidimensional communication that's bypassing the linear mind. So that's kind of what we're starting with. So let's see what you guys have to say here. Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for joining me. Jason. Hello, Jason. Hi, Emma. How are you? Oh, thank you. I know. I thought this was like really, really interesting too. So let's kind of look into a little bit of this. I think that, it's an interesting topic. We hear people talk about it all the time. It's kind of this mystical kind of function. And you know me, I have to put like a scientific brain on this because I want to know like the details. I want to know a little bit more about it. And there are some. There are some. So I think it's worth kind of looking into. Um, so let's see what we have here. So the let's start with the idea that everything in existence, thoughts, emotions, spoken language, physical objects, is vibrating at some frequency, right? And the science that we can kind of introduce with this is quantum physics, tells us that matter is not solid, it's energy vibrating at different frequencies. And Tesla famously said, if you want to find the secrets to the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Phonons. Yeah, that's a real science term. In quantum mechanics, phonons are packets of vibrational energy, like photons are to light. When we speak, we literally send out organized sound packets of vibrational energy into the field. And then we looked at this before, but what about cymatics? The study of visible sound vibration. So I have a video for you, of course. I want to show you just really quick so we can have a refresher on that. Um, let's look at this. That's on. Okay. Okay. So we covered that a little bit before, right? We were talking about it before when we were talking about cymatics, and we showed another different video about it. But it shows that sound shapes physical reality. Light language is a vibrational sculpting tool for consciousness. It's often experienced as spoken, sung, drawn, written, signed, or even danced, not always words. Think energy packets wrapped in love, right? Um, so, what do you guys think of that? Um, it is cool and pretty. I know. I love when they make those things. Hi, good to see you again. Thanks for joining us. So have you ever spoken light language? Do you have you heard it? Have you seen anybody else do it? What do you guys think about that? So it's there's a lot to it, and there's a heart brain coherence, you know, principle to it. So the core idea of that is that the body becomes a superconductor for information and healing when the heart and brain sync up into a harmonious rhythm. So, just for some context for anybody that's not familiar with it, the Heart Math Institute is a nonprofit research organization that scientifically studies the heart's energetic and electrical power. They discovered that the heart emits a magnetic field of 5,000 times stronger than the brain's. When you're in a positive emotional state, gratitude, love, appreciation, the electrical activity of your heart and brain becomes synchronized. This coherent state makes you more intuitive, healthier, and more magnetically powerful in the field. So I have another video, not really a video, just something I found Joe Dispenza say, and I thought, you know what? That is absolutely right. So, Joe Dispenza said if you could reach and sustain elevated emotional states, independent of the conditions of your external environment, you would be able to access higher intuitive states that can result in a better understanding of yourself and others, increase mental clarity, and promote better discernment. I mean, yeah, I think so too, right? So, okay. Let's see what you guys are saying. I have tried light language, but it isn't something that just started out of nowhere. I kind of feel like I make it up, but maybe not. We're going to go over that today. So I'm glad that you kind of brought that up. It sounds made up. Yeah, it can. But there's more scientific stuff behind it. So I really want to explore it with you guys. Um, I've only ever listened to it, and some of it felt very resonating. It's beautiful, and when you think about language anyway, and how language is designed, and how there can be all of these other cultures, and different sounds can mean different things, right? We don't all speak the same language. We're not all coming from a place where, there's a different part of the world where they make a very different sound for a word. So who's to determine if it's like a word or it isn't, right? Hi, Anne Marie. How are you, friend? So, let's kind of look into that. Um, yeah, you wonder where it comes from. So let's take a look and just kind of see, where this can kind of go with us, because I feel like, you know, when you're talking about heart and brain coherence, how would that like connect to light language? When you activate light language, especially from a heart-centered state, your voice carries amplified coherence. You're not just talking, you're broadcasting an energetic field, right? Because we know that sound has wavelengths, and those things all help to create our own resonance, our own vibrational field. Your voice carries amplified coherence. You're not just talking, you're broadcasting, right? So it's strong enough to affect others around you. And we know that because when we speak our language, whatever language it is that you speak, um, your words affect other people, right? So light language would do the same thing. So language in the brain, sometimes you can go into speaking beyond logic. So the simple idea with that is that when you're speaking light language, the logical language centers of the brain, like the Broca's area, aren't doing the heavy lifting anymore. The expanded science for that is that when you speak um, in a language that's not necessarily, um, the verbal words that we use, like they did a study once on people that were speaking in tongues, and they said that it was studied in lab settings, and they found that when you used that, it kind of turned off the parts of your brain that you would use when we're speaking, but it would also turn on other parts of your brains. So, a famous University of Pennsylvania study using brain scans found that while speaking in tongues, language centers went quiet, and the emotional centers, like the limbic system, lit up. So I thought that was interesting. And this suggests that the person isn't making up the words consciously. It's coming from an intuitive, emotional, or even transcendent source. Theta brain waves, which are the deep meditation waves, are also often dominant during light language expression, showing that the brain is deeply receptive and expanded. So, you know, that shows that you're not making it up. You're using an entirely different portion of your brain for that, which I thought was really interesting. Let's see. There's so many different kinds of light language. Yes, very true. Yes, I know you love light language, Anne Marie. Let's see. Enya has some songs in light language, although her producer said that it's made up. I think not. It was channeled. And who's to say? I'm going to say something and you're going to tell me I'm making it up. But if I'm telling you that I'm feeling it from my heart, it's like, you know, um, yeah, it's very interesting. Um, I've also done hand symbols and movements, which I love. Yes, absolutely. Hi, Jim. Good to see you, friend. Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Um, so let's look at another one that I have for you here. Okay.
Tap into your subconscious mind and unlock your true potential. Our brain waves shift from delta to theta to alpha to beta when we wake up, and the other way back is when we go to sleep. When we are on theta, we are on a hypnotic state. This is when we can access our subconscious. In this state, you can program your mind to do anything. When we are in theta, we are in a hypnotic state, so the door between our minds is opened. Tap into your subconscious mind and unlock your true potential.
Where's
Our
my...
brain waves...
Okay, there we go. Okay, let me get up that one. So, that's the part of your brain that you're activating is your theta, right? So, what does that mean? It means that light language flows from the soul body, not from the rational mind, which is why it feels so freeing, emotional, and even familiar, like remembering a song you forgot you knew. And let's talk about the morphogenetic field. Specifically, I was looking at like Rupert Sheldrake. I don't know if you guys are familiar with him, but the idea is that there's an invisible field of memory that's living, that all living things tap into beyond genetics. And we talked about that a little bit when we were talking about, in the first show, we were talking about a holographic universe, right? And how we had all of these things. We were talking about holodynamics. So who's Rupert Sheldrake? He's a brilliant boundary pushing biologist from Cambridge University. And he proposed a theory that morphic resonance, the habits, behaviors, and patterns are stored in a field of information beyond our DNA. For example, once rats in one location learn a maze, rats around the world suddenly start learning it faster, even if they've never encountered it before. And that was observed. So, it kind of goes back to that 100 monkey effect that we've talked about before too, right? So let's take a look at another thing that I have for you here. So Rupert Sheldrake later expanded on Gertwich's theory, claiming all life forms are created from fields of information, a morphic resonance. This idea has been compared to the Akashic Records or Carl Jung's collective unconscious. So, it's a very real scientific idea that we're expanding into, right? Let's see. Do you need to put intention behind it, or are words most important? Well, we're going to look into that as well. It's more about feeling than thinking. So I think that they just kind of come to you. I do it after I have been meditating. That's beautiful. I've had off the charts lucid dreaming lately. That's amazing. That's awesome. Okay. So if we're talking about, what Rupert Sheldrake was talking about, his key points were really that nature is not just mechanical, it's relational and it's memory based, and evolution and learning happens through shared fields, not just isolated biology. And every living thing, including humans, draws from and adds to these fields. So, what does that mean for light language? Light language could be understood as tapping into the memory fields of different star families, soul lineages, ancient earth histories, and cosmic knowledge. It's an energetic download, not like a learned skill. So I kind of wanted to go into an exercise for you guys so that you could like activate your light language heart portal. So if you guys are interested in doing that, I think that it's to help you feel the coherence and prepare to unlock your own light language, which I thought would be really, really fun. So I just want to take a minute. This is not going to be a long thing. This is like a little mini thing that I wanted to do with you guys. So just take a moment really quickly, get comfortable for a second, and I just want you to gently close your eyes. Okay? Just get comfortable and close your eyes. Okay? Breathe in and out in a nice normal rhythm, natural for you. Breathe slowly into your heart. See it expand like a soft golden light. Feel gratitude for something simple: a sunrise, a laugh, a warm hug. Let that feeling grow until it fills your chest. Really feel. If your mind wanders, bring it back to your gratitude. Now imagine your voice, whether it's a whisper, a hum, or a stream of sounds, traveling directly from your heart, not your mind, from your heart. If you feel the nudge, allow a sound to rise: a note, a hum, a whisper, a syllable you don't recognize. No judgment, no expectation. This is the beginning of your light language. The heart knows the way. What are you feeling? Tune into you. Feel your own vibration. Inhale in, exhale fully, and open your eyes. Hey, I think you would be really, really cool if you wrote down or voice recorded anything that you experienced and just kind of see what comes up for you. Um, and you can have it on here, so you can do that anytime that you feel like you want to. Just have to be really, really relaxed and allow yourself to feel. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it is fun. It's an allowance, right? It's just an allowance. I have another little simple one for you. Um, Thank you, Stephanie. Um, this is just another little quick kind of activation that we can do just to download your own personal light code. Okay, so you guys ready? Yay! Okay, sit comfortably. Again, close your eyes. Breathe in and exhale out. Again, breathe in and exhale fully. Visualize a brilliant star above your head. This is your higher self, your cosmic memory keeper. From this star, a thread of sparkling light descends into the crown of your head, spiraling down into your heart. As the light anchors, you receive a unique symbol or sound. It might look like a letter, a swirl, a sound you feel instead of hear. Tune in now. Gently allow your hands to move if they want to, as if drawing in the air. Allow your voice to hum or speak. There is no wrong way. You are remembering your own sacred code. Breathe in, exhale fully. Hands on chest. Breathe in, exhale fully, and open your eyes. Okay. Hi, Ken. Nice to see you. We're glad you're here. Very nice. Okay. So just little ideas, to start and kind of see where you can go with this, and what you can do to kind of develop these things for yourself. Um, it's interesting. We are really quick to kind of dismiss these things, if especially if it doesn't happen for you, or if you think that these things are maybe, like earlier when we were talking about, like, are they made up? Are people kind of just doing this? And I know I'm guilty of that, when not with light language as much, because I wasn't really familiar with it in my first half of my life. It wasn't something that I really heard a lot about, but I know if people were speaking in tongues, I was like, okay, I don't know what's happening right now, but it's not something that I was comfortable with. It wasn't something I was used to. So, you just want to be open and have an allowance. Let's see. Stephanie said, so cool. My hands moved like they were bringing down the sparkles of light, that higher self that you shared. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. It always takes me a few goes, first to decompress, then to actually listen and feel. Yeah, that's why I wanted to do it on here, just so we have it, because I was doing it a couple of times for myself, because I like to play with things first before I kind of introduce them out, and just to see how they work for me. And I noticed that, I've talked about it once before, but I have spoken light language one time that I am aware of. And I was kind of coming out of a sleep. And it was the day before I was going to go to Grafton last year. And I woke up from a nap the day before, and I was speaking light language. And it sounded like it was something between, like, an Egyptian, kind of what I would think that that would sound like, and maybe a Native American kind of thing. And I recognized that I was speaking to these light beings. They were like white and golden light, and there was some pink. And I could kind of make out a head and part of a neck and like a shoulder. And there was a few of them there. I don't know exactly how many, but I'm going to say more than five. And they were kind of all coupled together, but the light around them was brilliant. And I was talking to them. I didn't know what I was saying, but I knew that I was talking about our son. And I kind of woke up out of that state, and I was sitting there for a minute, and I was just kind of like, was I just speaking? I was just speaking light language to them. And I'd never done it before, and I had never done it after, until I started working with this. And then I noticed that just little phrases, it's not like, a lot of us that are here, we all know Rita, and, watch her, like, she can really speak light language. It's not like that for me, at least not at this point. Um, but I do get like little phrases and things that say, and what I noticed the most with it is that when I'm doing that, there's an emotionality to it, which I find really interesting, because that would tell you that you're not using, your mental mind, um, to access that, right? Because you're not you're not thinking about, oh, what is that word? I don't even know what that is. Why am I saying that? It's an emotion. It's an emotion tied to it. And I don't know, but I always feel compelled to kind of like put my hands, like on my heart, and just kind of hold it there, which I find interesting as well, because I'm always analyzing. So I don't know if you guys are as analytical as I am with these things, but it's funny. I have to have like some kind of scientific component, um, that I can kind of take from too. Yeah, I like listening to it too. It's really beautiful. And I'm much more open to it than I have been in the past. That's what I mean about people doing it out of the blue. Yeah, yeah, it was interesting. I keep hearing about entities masquerading as light beings. Are there any precautions you need to do before speaking light language? Just curious. Well, I think you always want to have yourself in a protected state, but you want to be really careful uh, to fear everything, in my opinion. My guidance told me before that, you know, how you're looking at it means a lot. And Dr. Charnel said something, and I kind of went back and asked them if that's what they meant. And they said, yes, it was exactly what they meant. Dr. Charnel Wolverton Sehan. I don't know if you guys know her. She's got a channel on YouTube, and she said, rather than saying you need protection, say you're secure. Because if you're saying that you need protection, you're creating the situation that you need to be protected, right? And she told us on a show that we had with her, she said, say, I am protected. So, you guys that are sitting here, say it to yourself, I am protected. Feel what that feels like. Say it again, I am protected. Now, say, I am secure. I am secure. Do you feel the difference in the energy of that? She had us do that, and I really felt it. And I thought, wow, that's interesting, right? So when I asked my guidance if that's what they meant by that, they said that's exactly what it was. You are a co-creator of what it is you're doing. And I'm not saying that there aren't, nefarious things out there, and I've had to clear myself from things before. So yes, but it's always to come from a place where you set an intention, that you are secure, that you're surrounded in light. I always say, I am light, I am love. And I put myself and imagine myself in this high frequency that is at such a level that low frequency things can't see me. So it's like if you look at it as a gradient, right? And there are levels. I raise myself up into the gradient that it is up higher and there's all light. And that the lower dimensional beings, even if they're around, they really can't reach me because we're just on two different planes. We're just in two different places. And since I've started looking at it like that, I really don't have any disruptions. And to know that I am always standing in my sovereignty of light and love, and that I'm secure there. I don't have anything that I feel like I need to protect myself from because I am. And so I would come from that place. If you do ever interact with an entity or an energy that feels lower vibration to you, two things. Remember that it all exists in the field for God consciousness. There's a range of energies and there's a range of resonances for a reason. So you can't reject them because they're already in the field, right? But you do have the free will to decide who you want to interact with and who you don't. So when you have these beings that kind of come in or these consciousnesses that come in, thank you very much for showing up today. However, I choose to end this conversation or end this interaction, and I choose to stay in the light. And then you just move on. If you feel like it's pesky or something else, are you having fear? Did you change up your frequency because you were startled with them and it threw you off and put you into a low vibration? Put yourself back into that higher vibration and stand in your secure space of being light and being love. And when I do that, I don't have any issues with, disruption. So try that and know that you're secure and you're good. Does that make sense to you guys? Do you feel like that? Um, that makes sense. Yes, the emotions are very strong. When I listen to it, it feels like home. I always do a clearing before I do anything. I always say it's like you're listening to your grandmother from a foreign country. You don't understand her, but you feel the message. I love that. I love that. Um, Great to think of it like that. Yeah, I love that. How do you do a clearing? Okay. Let's see. I agree with you, Lisa. Thank you. Let's see. Great advice. Thanks. Uh, yeah, in your sovereignty. Yep. You're welcome. Yeah, makes perfect sense. Yeah, I think so too. It's to always recognize that you get to decide. And I think that when we lose our way with that and we maybe get startled or we go into fear about something, that's when there's opportunities to interact with things that you don't wish to interact with. That's when those things happen for you. And that's not to say that there's not distortions and there's not things. There are some people who I think have to deal with that on a much higher level than, maybe regular people like me or you or something would. And I think that that happens as well. But to always remember that you can put yourself in a field of light. And my friend Sorita always says that if you can't feel like you can raise your vibration for yourself, envision something that you think of as high vibe. And I always think of roses because of the essential oils, and they say that rose essential oil is the highest um, like frequency hertz. So I always think of roses. And she says, whatever that is for you, crystals, puppies, whatever is high vibrational for you, angels, um, whatever that is, put it in your field with you. Envision it coming into your field with you and naturally raising the vibration resonance of your field. And it works because I've done it when I felt like, things were going not great. Something was kind of bothering me and I couldn't do it. I just threw a field of roses in my field with me. I was like surrounded by all different colored roses, especially pink because that's my favorite color. And it really helped me raise my frequency vibration. So try that and see, what it is. And then you have to remember too that when you're a bright light, sometimes like moth to light, right? That you get these energies that come in because they're attracted to your light. And it's not to really fear them. It's to recognize the fact that they're being drawn there because you are such a bright light. And so for me, I always found that that prayer that they always say for Iseti worked really, really well. If you're not familiar with that, it's to, you know, talk to it and tell that it's healed and forgiven and loved. And you call in, somebody that you think of as very high energy, high frequency. You can call in Buddha, you can call in Jesus, you can call in Archangel Michael, or whoever it is for you. And you ask them to come in, and you ask them to take this energy to its best place, like its best and highest place. I can't think of the exact words right now because I'm trying to think of the words right now, so I can't think of them. I have it saved on my phone, but it's on the website for Iseti, and just to take it to its perfect place. And sometimes you might have to do it more than once because you recognize there was more than one there, but you can do that too. Um, but if you know beyond a doubt that this is not something that you have to worry about. Generally speaking, it's not really something you have to worry about. Um, you do it too with roses. Yeah, I love it. Yeah, it's beautiful. Send them love and healing back to the light. They disappear very quickly. Yeah. Yeah. So, it's that kind of thought, right? To just know that you're secure in what it is that you're doing, and to not have fear that if you step outside of your box, that something is immediately waiting there to like get you and to come after you. That's not the case. And also just to remember that we're different than these other energies and entities, but nothing is stronger than you, better than you, or more than you. We're all in God consciousness. So you just want to hold that and know that within yourself. Um, and you'll find that a lot of times you're a lot braver than you realize, than you think you are. So I would think that, but um, I also wanted to just say, before we go, when you're talking about, doing these things, I just kind of want to leave you with this that, you know, the voice you were born with holds ancient wisdom, ancient echoes. Think of it as like a lullaby sung by stars, the heartfelt heartbeat of galaxies, the whisper of your soul saying, I remember. You don't have to force it. You don't have to perfect it. You only have to allow it. The codes you carry within yourself, each of us carry within ourselves, they're unique. The sounds, the shapes, the symbols, they're all your sacred offering back to the field because we all carry them. We all have a resonance that's only ours, that you can only recognize to be yours. It's not going to look the same. It can be similar, but it's not the same. So, just remember that when you speak from the heart, when you move beyond words, you become the bridge between what was forgotten and what we're now awakening into. So, think of it that way. You're unlocking something. You're bringing something out that, maybe at one time you knew or humanity knew, your soul, all of us collectively, but we're just starting to remember now. And there are people like Anne Marie and Solrita that do this regularly. They've got this. But there are others like us that are just dipping our toe into it and having the recognition that you can, right? So may your voice rise, may your field expand, and may your song sing however it wishes. You are the language, and always remember you are the light. Don't ever forget that. I tell myself every day, all day, try, try to speak light language. See what you get. See what you do. There's no wrong, right? Remember that. Put your hands on your heart and just allow yourself to open up and see what comes out. And you may be surprised. You may get something really, really beautiful. Um, and I would love to hear what you guys do. I'd love to hear if you guys develop it at all, and just see. But open, stay open, and always allow yourself to try things and do things. You may find that it's not for you at the end of the day. It's not something that you want to do, but why not see, right? Why not try? Um, so that's it for today. I was at the hospital all day, so I'm exhausted. So tired. And I have to go help Johnny with his mom. So I'm going to be going back out tonight. And then I can't wait to come home and put on my jammies and just relax and stuff. I hope you all have a beautiful night. Um, yeah, you're welcome. You guys, if you go back and you try it, I would love to hear. I would love to hear what you guys do. And if you can do anything with it, right? It'll be interesting to see. Um, Thank you. And I'm sending blessings and love right back to you and to everyone here. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget, tomorrow we're going to have Tony Rodriguez. Like, put your questions in and let's see. This is going to be different. We're not talking about remote viewing. We are not talking about the SSP, the Tony back. We're not talking about that stuff. I have so many other things that I want to talk to him about, and I can't wait to do that. I think he is so interesting. I love how he can, you know, tell you information, and I just find him really, really interesting. So I can't wait. I hope you guys are going to be with us. I love you all, and thank you, Ken. She is. I think she's moving to a rehab center pretty soon. She's still not talking in a way that makes a lot of sense, but she's trying, and so we are. We're hopeful. We're very hopeful. Big day and night. Take care and love you and your family. Thank you, Stephanie. We love you back. And I will see you guys all tomorrow. Until then, I'm going to be so excited. I can't wait to talk to Tony. All right, you guys. Love you. Love you all.